Hey, what's going on, YouTube? It's me again. I know it's a bad habit, trying to stop it. But I know all of you say, well, not hard enough. Yeah, I got 2 bilateral hip replacement too at my young age. And I did some research, and it could be because I used to be a heavy drinker at a young age. But I used to be so active. I did everything from skateboarding, bike riding, dancing. I used to be the rawest dancer from Gary, Indiana to Milwaukee, Wisconsin. The rawest back in my day. Kung Fu, Taekwondo, wrestling, boxing, jumping, flipping, and a lot of other stuff. I was real hard on my body. I felt like I was invincible, but it caught up to me. But anyway, that's besides the point. I'm making this video because even though I'm black, let me correct that. I'm a copper skin colored person. And although we've been called everything from Negro, African American, Afro American, black, them, and other bywords, I'm making this video because I feel sorry for Owen Shroyer from InfoWars. And it hurt me to see him hurt by the decisions that Trump made today. But I want Owen Shroyer to know that it's okay that many people know how Alex Jones can be. Alex Jones is a punch puller. He get ready to punch and then he pull it. It's like a slap instead of KO. You know what I'm saying? Just like Hannity and like on what white people want to call in their country the legacy media. I'm not racist. I can't be because I can't control what your life is going to be. But at any rate, now I could be prejudiced. That's different than racist. But I'm not prejudging Alex Jones because he put himself out there. Done a lot of research on who Alex Jones is, and I really love the interview that this guy had with Alex Jones back in the day. He was a radio talk show host too, also. William Cooper. William Cooper started fading off to the left instead of describing the aliens other than what they really are. But other than that, he was on top of his game. But I'm making this video because Owen Shroyer, you know who, was so cut off by Alex Jones because Alex Jones knows what not to be. He knows what not to allow on his little talk show. He's selling his placebos, which is fine. You know, some may work, some may just be for what he say is funding his operation and his family. Gotta do something, sit on your ass, you know. But anyway, not saying that I don't have some joining ideas that Alex Jones has, because again, I admire the fact that he grabbed hold of a person, a multi-billionaire, that didn't have a reason to come into office like other ones did. The ones that I know of for a fact that got into office to enrich themselves are, of course, Prescott Bush, Mr. Johnson, and we know why we get to joke about the Johnson, because of how Mr. Johnson, the president, was about his Johnson. And also Mr. Carter, which was thrown in by Zbigniew Brzezinski as being a face, but behind the scenes, Mr. Brzezinski was putting together how to use people in their own country to facilitate and to accomplish goals for people outside of those people's countries. Mr. Brzezinski with Mr. Carter. Ronald Reagan, I can understand why he's on a pedestal, because he kind of spoke in a tone that was down to earth with people in all skin colors, from, you can't say no color, like pale with a little pinkish tone, to copper, ruddy or reddish brown, like earth colored people, to people as black as a race car tire. Could relate, but we know what Rex 84 is, and if you don't, research that. But anyway, I could admire how hardcore Alex Jones was for Mr. Trump. And I've done a lot of research on Mr. Trump, and it was a lady living in this building that was copper, dark, burnt bronze, reddish, ruddy, like a red horse or a red dog. You know, that color red. It's not red, it's brown, it's earthy. You know what I'm talking about. Living in his building for free. She was down on her luck, and he put her in his building, brought flowers to her room every day, and he said, don't worry about when you have to pay me back. You will when you can. That's Trump. I saw him on Oprah Winfrey's show. Said I wouldn't, but if I had to, I would, and I wouldn't do it to lose. But it turns out a lot of people in the government, militarily speaking, seeked him out. And now it's no wonder why you have so many people asking him, would you run for president? Would you run for president? It's because he built a shoreline, tall buildings. They say his dad gave him $1 million. Yeah, you got people all over the world. In the United States, that they family, their grandmama's granddaddy left them millions of dollars and land and stuff like that all over. And a lot of that land they stole from the copper skin colored people that was promised to them and were deceived. But again, my point is, in making this video, I know H.A. Goodman, Lionel, Hexenhammer, High Impact, American Intelligence Media, InfoWars, Roger Stone, some pertinent people. Now, as far as, people of my skin color channel, it's some that are really enthused about Donald Trump. Now, this Syria thing, again, I want to say, it's either in a playbook or the holy book. Bible means book. And anything from Amsher Bauer to the Federal Reserve to the media, whether it be paper or video. All this has been put together and taken and utilized all the way down to social platforms and the free phones to these phones being tools of surveillance. Never mind 9/11. I know the ins and outs. The particulates from the 50s. The biological experiments, copper skin colored peoples first and foremost. The deliberate inventions of viruses, understood. Rumsfeld and what's just the one left? The New World Order. He's be the perfect candidate, Barack Obama, the little short, chubby guy. I'm gonna get his name. I got it. It was Rumsfeld and Henry Kissinger that went in together to produce us being the first people landing on the moon. I didn't make it up. But anyway, I know a lot more than Alex Jones gives credit to the copper skin colored people. I know why everything is done. Can I do anything about it? No. But this video is to tell Owen Shroyer, I watched how you sat there, as you always do, when people that comes on Alex Jones' show and try to disseminate facts about what's really going on all over the world and enlighten people as far as his listeners who the culprits are. And anytime his guests began to identify culprits that he don't want them to identify, he changed the subject in such a way. And it's not that it's spurred a moment or it's an innocent change of the subject. It's deliberate. And it is so embedded into his soul to protect his organization that whether he's drunk or sober, you will not identify the real culprits. Just like we know who Trump is afraid of, and I hate seeing the fear on his face. I hate seeing him sitting there being alone. And he sat up there and did everything that he could to help save this, your country, the white people country. I'm still in the land of my captivity. And it's just that simple. I heard Owen Shroyer talking about, reprimands or something. I mean, not that black people deserve whatever. And the other young lady that got on there and mentioned that, and how Owen Shroyer, he felt real strength in what he was saying as far as why they allowing people that's not from this country take from, the people that blood, sweat, and tears this country. Not only that, got their children fed to alligators so they could have shoes. The people that got hung for just being not white. For people that was drug over here in chains and then get killed here for being not their color. A black Wall Street, which represents the first time terrorism was used from the air, bombing people in planes, black people in their communities, in their commonwealths. Yeah, we know all about that, Mr. Alex Jones, and we know who the culprits are. We know who Shroyer is and what he changed his name to. We know where that 6-pointed star came from. Yeah, it was a plaque on front of his door, which was red at first. We know about his 5 sons that he sent all over there by the Mediterranean and all of there, where it was Caucasus. We know where Khazaria it was. We know what Yiddish mean. We know it come from German. We know what German is. We know what German is. We know what English language come from. It's German. You know what I mean? It's Germanic. You understand? Oh yeah, we know, Mr. Alex Jones. And I feel bad for you, Mr. Owen Shroyer. I feel bad for you. How you sat there hurt, not drunk like Mr. Alex Jones was, but you genuinely felt pain. Like you said, you don't know whether you're coming or going, in so many words. You don't know what you're going to do in the next 72 hours as far as reporting. Because you felt like Mr. Trump let you down. But let me tell you something. While Mr. Alex Jones saying F Trump, he know what the deal is. He know it's not Trump. And he know damn well if he was the president of the United States, they sent Mr. J.F. Kennedy to glory. They sent him home to see the maker. It's no wonder that Mr. Trump released paperwork concerning Mr. JFK. That's because it's not what we wanted to know. It's because he wanted us to know what he was up against. You know, face the facts. They used a lot of guinea pigs first to make perfect their plans. So when everybody was sitting back, you know, learning about the Tuskegee Airmen, when everybody was sitting back learning about how the Constitution said that my skin color was 3/5 of a human, just sitting back, while everybody was sitting back watching them destroy dark-skinned people's lands and stealing them and enslaving them, just like they did to Libya. Hey, check this out. Do you know the Somalis, even though they some pretty rough people, but you gotta understand, you know, you put a beast in a normal cat in a corner and beat it and dot and let it loose and took all his stuff and plant people there that don't belong there and still, yeah, you go wild too. But now they in slavery because of Esau. Don't give up on your thinking. Shroyer. Feel bad for you, Owen. I feel bad for you because you You exhibited such frustration, like not just anger, but you felt, seemed like let down, and like it's almost like you exhibited a pain that was like, hey, you told me that you was gonna give me my sight back. I heard the person telling me about my eyeballs sitting on the table. And you telling me now that they accidentally swept them into the garbage can and you can't find the eyeballs that pitted my DNA perfectly? Because Alex Jones want to cut off people, even an older gentleman that he had on there talking about he respected, when he was talking about how he don't have faith in Trump anymore, and he's turned his back on Trump a long time ago. It's not Trump. It's the people that has taken over your country, and you need to face it, Owen. That is nothing you can do about it. Why do you think the Republicans, or this fake name tag, don't never do nothing about nothing? Because they getting paid. They're there to give the people somebody else to allow them to become divided against another people, because it's another team, Democrat, which is not a division. It's the same thing. Don't forget that, Owen. And while you sit there next to that chubby punch puller, he out for himself. If the truth was being spoken on the Alex Jones channel 100%, he wouldn't exist either. Stay strong, Owen, and I feel just like you do. I may not be the same skin color, and I may not have the opportunities that you have, and you may have been taught that I shouldn't have them because this is your country or your forefathers' country. Don't forget, when Mr. Columbus came over here, he saw Indians. They weren't Indians from India. Don't forget, either the Bible is a playbook or it's not. Those were copper-colored people. And he said, when you see Jerusalem encompassed all around, flee from here. Them the ones that had the courage to get on the boat. But they were being judged because they chose to worship idols. Do some more research, Owen. Don't give up.